Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I've been having some problems with my roof. So I'm going to jump up there right now and show you what I'm talking about and what I'm going to do about it. So the first thing I want to make clear is that I'm not a roofing contractor. I haven't read your homeowner's insurance policy, and I'm not trying to give professional advice. What I'm doing here is showing you what I'm doing at my house. And you can take it for what it's worth. So as I show you the problem that I'm dealing with, I first want to say that my roof seems to be in generally good shape. Whenever I walk across it, I've walked the whole roof, I don't feel any soft spots, and I don't see shingles that are warping and bubbling up. Like when a roof is way past its lifespan, you'll see those shingles start to bubble or swell up, and that's not happening here. And my roof has two sides that run this way, and there's two levels to that, and then there's another section, it's kind of a T-shaped, and so there's a lot of surfaces here, and this side and that side and this side, 3 of the 4 planes that the roof exists on are perfectly fine, and I haven't had any issues. It's just one side that I'm having a problem with. And to kind of illustrate that, I'm putting a little pressure on these shingles, and they're all tight. There's nothing loose here, and I just don't see any problems here at all. From this side, you can see the layout of my property and the surrounding properties, that there's huge cornfields on that direction, and everything's wide open here, and we get constant wind that sweeps across here, mainly from this side, and that's why this is the only side I'm having an issue with. There are 2 issues I see on the roof on this side of the house that I don't see on the rest of the roof. First is, see these darker gray areas right here? I don't know how well you can see that, but where we've got these darker gray spots, this grit that is on top of the shingles is coming off, and that's where you've got these gaps, and you can see the underneath shingle material, and that is from sun and wind. Sun and wind damage everything they come into contact with. People are worried about leaving their equipment out in the rain. Rain can be a hazard, but it's not the problem. Sun and wind are. So the first problem is we're losing this rock. The second problem is I've had large sections where I could grab the shingles like this and they were loose and you could lift them up. Now these right here are tight. So let me show you the main problem that's caused me to take a look at the condition of the roof. In our last big windstorm, we had shingles right here that blew off the roof. And the only way I knew it, because I don't get it way out at an angle where I can see my roof every day and check it, is I saw shingles in the yard, and I come around here looking for them, and there were shingles missing right here. There have been 5 spots on this side of the roof that are missing shingles, and that's happened over the course of 3 storms. And each time I remove a few shingles from that area and, replace the shingles and patch it up the best I can. And then in some spots, I've been putting this tar over the across it. Honestly, looking at it right now, I'm not sure why I put that on so heavy, but I did. And then after the first time, I thought, okay, just things happen, no big deal, replace the shingle. The second time I said, okay, why is this a repeat problem? And I walked around and I could find a lot of spots where the shingles would peel up. Most places right here, when I rub my fingers across it, that's not gonna pull up. Right here, I've got that little loose spot. So what I've been doing is going around the roof and squirting a little bit of tar up under there to just hold those down. The long-term answer to this is when you need a new roof, you need a new roof. And you can't get something out of a bottle that replaces your roof or is equivalent to replacing your roof. But like just for this shingle, we say we might be able to add a few years of life to the roof just by getting this to properly adhere down. So I've went all across this side of the roof and tried to find spots like this that were loose. Like right here's a little bit loose, all this is tight, 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 but there are little loose spots. And I've been using a caulking gun with some tar in it to squirt under there. Now this tar said not to put anything over it for at least 30 days. So I made my patch like that. We don't have any leaks. I've looked in the attic. I don't see any signs of water leakage. I've waited for about 6 weeks, and now we're going to do another layer of protection, hopefully. So here's the product we have. You guys know that sometimes I show sponsored products. This is not a sponsored product. I've never talked to this company. I was just shopping. I saw something that looked interesting. I did some Google searches and decided I was going to give it a try. It's called Roof Saver Clear Shingle Coating. It says extends roof life up to 5 years, protects against damaging effects of sun, rain, wind, ice, and snow. Adds moisture and locks in granules, reduces granule loss, renews appearance of existing roof, stays clear over time. Besides the fact that wind is just hitting these shingles and trying to loosen them up, I think that as they lose the granules on top, it kind of softens the shingle and makes it more susceptible to that type of an issue. And so what this is like a clear, it's almost like a clear epoxy. It's a coating that goes on the roof with the idea that it's going to hold those granules in place and kind of seal it against leaks and make it last a few years longer. So if I can get an extra 3 to 5 years out of the roof because I do this, then that's great news for me. And the second part is when you do a half measure like this, you need to put it in your mind, I think, to prepare for your upcoming replacement that needs to happen. It says you should use a broom or a leaf blower to clear all loose material off of the roof first, so I need to go down and get my leaf blower. I think that's better in my mind than with all the granules I'm losing. I don't want to brush more of them off. So I'm going to go get the leaf blower. Then I'm going to use a roller. It says you can use a sprayer or a roller, but reviews I'm seeing online kind of give the impression that just your typical like pump up garden sprayer or your weed sprayers don't work very well and they clog up with this material, that you need a different kind of sprayer. And I just want to use what I have, so I'm going to use a paint roller, and if I can find a good handle for it, I'm going to put it on a long handle and just spread it out with that. Now, this stuff will go on white, but it will dry clear. And it shouldn't, I was going to say it shouldn't affect negatively the look of your house, but I've already done that. I mean, what I've done is unsightly. I wish I would have used some kind of a clear product, but I wasn't concerned with how it looked. I just wanted to make sure I didn't have a leak. Because the way this normally works, you get a big windstorm or a storm, and all that wind blows some shingles off, and you're still in the storm. I saw the shingles in the yard, and we had rain in the forecast like the next 4 days. And so I'm not wasting time or anything else. I'm getting up here and I'm solving the problem. All right, I've done a lot of talking. Let's get this product put on. Applying that with the roller seems really tedious. Just because of the scallops of the shingle, it's hard to get full coverage. So I'm going to try this cheap sprayer and see how it does for applying. I couldn't get very good results with that sprayer. It was spraying the fluid out, but when I adjusted the nozzle to a wider spray, it wouldn't work. So I don't know what I need to do differently, but I went right back to rolling. Well, what do I think about this product? I don't know. Just like I didn't know when I started. But I learned a little bit about application, and I totally botched the application. It works a lot better to start your product up high and work down. So I needed my ladder over here so I could work down, and I have my ladder on that side. The roller feels like it wastes some, which is why the instructions kind of said to use a sprayer. But my sprayer, this liquid was too thick for the sprayer and the nozzle I had. I'm gonna look that up and see if I can find what the comments were saying about using a different type of sprayer. I think if you sprayed this on, it would work much better and you get better coverage. Now, I thought that 3 cans was going to do this side of the roof, and it only got about 3/4 of it. Probably because I didn't spread it very well. So I'm gonna have to go get another can and do this spot up here and this spot right over here where I didn't get. And then I'll make a decision if I want to do the other side of the roof. I'm gonna look up the cost here real quick, actually while I'm standing here. Looks like today this is about $35 a can. And let's say that I need 5 cans over here, and that means I probably need 7 over there. So I'd be spending like $400 or $500 to coat this big roof section that you can see here. I mean, I think it's worth it. If you're not in a position where you can just replace your roof today and you see the type of issues I'm seeing on mine, I think it's worth a try to see if you can lock those granules in and get more life out of your roof. And again, I have no affiliation with this product. I can't give an official recommendation. I'm just telling you what I think looking at it. I think this is probably worth a try for me. And I'll try to plan in the next couple years that I'm going to replace this roof. So I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.